Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Y7b promoting my brand online. So I hope I'm in the right place when I start this off because I've had my lunch in between and I can't actually remember where I reached, but hey, let's just bat on. So there are many social media platforms that you might consider, and here's just some of the popular ones. Twitter's an online news and social networking site where people communicate in short messages. In 2018, Gill explained the majority of tweeters do this micro-blogging as a recreational thing, a chance to shout out to the world and revel in how many people choose to read your stuff. But there is a growing number of Twitter users who send out some really useful content. And that's the real value of Twitter. It provides a stream of quick updates from friends, family, scholars, journalists, and experts. I have my own personal opinion of Twitter, and it's much liked by footballers who generally, a little bit like myself, at times struggle to string a sentence together. If you're wondering what's flashing past in that corner down there, that's Harry, my 6-year-old son, trying to avoid the camera, but no doubt he may make a celebrity appearance. In terms of your personal brand promotion, you can use it to share your news and views. You can also gain a useful insight through others following your industry and can retweet their messages, adding comments of your own. Twitter etiquette suggests that you should follow people who follow you, unless you're a public figure with a massive audience. So this can work well if you're trying to get noticed by key people in your field. Again, it is important to tweet regularly to maintain your profile. Instagram, over 800 million users. From a professional perspective, sharing images works well if you're in the creative industry or have a visual brand to promote. It also allows you to share what you do in a visual way. The most popular Instagram users often mix images of their personal and professional lives, for example, combining pictures of their working day alongside holiday shots, etc. To use Instagram to promote your personal brand, you need to think again about your personal brand story. Can you encapsulate that visually? And what would be a useful approach? Blogging. When approaching your blog from a professional rather than personal perspective, it's suggested there are 4 reasons to blog. 1, increase your audience. Invite them to connect. 2, to connect more deeply with prospective clients, sharing the real you. 3, to position yourself as an expert, show what you know. 4, to reach more people with your message, invite guest bloggers and you'll reach their audience too. When you start blogging, you'll need to make sure it reaches your target audience. To do that, you can refer or link your blog posts in on email, on Facebook, Twitter, etc. Or you could invite people that you admire to write a guest post for your blog. Task number 4. Choose a platform, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Make a few notes on each one's suitability for your personal brand, and then make a decision on which one you're going to use and state why. And we will share these in the next Zoom session. Raising the profile of my online brand at work. So we've explored a variety of different online tools, and it's clear to see how they might raise your profile in the wider world. but what will work best if you want to raise your online profile in your current workplace? While at work, your personal brand will often be communicated through your face-to-face interactions with colleagues and managers. We'll be looking at some ways to communicate your brand effectively in the later session, but building on your profile with colleagues can also be a useful way to share elements of your brand that they may not see in your day-to-day interactions. For example, starting a blog that discusses topics that are close to you and your colleagues' hearts will raise your profile and give you an opportunity to share your thoughts and views in a different way. Be authentic, please. If any of your colleagues already have a blog or write for a departmental blog, you could share your ideas for posts, offer them guest blog, or simply comment on the posts you read. This would be a good way to slowly build your voice without the responsibility of running a blog yourself. If your department produces an online newsletter, you could offer to write short articles for that. Even sending through a thought-provoking email to key people suggesting improvements to a particular project or asking key questions, probably a better way, asking questions, can be useful, a way to raise your profile and show others you are committed and engaged. You'll probably find that many of your colleagues are already on LinkedIn. If you connect with them, that will give you access to their connections, some of whom might be interesting contacts for you. When inviting people you don't know to connect with you on LinkedIn, it is always better to ask a mutual connection to make an introduction. People are more likely to accept your invitation if the connection comes via somebody they already know. The online word of mouth, I think they call that. Once you're connected, you can comment on their posts or messages, or message them directly to introduce yourself. For the same reason, you shouldn't accept invitations from everybody who invites you to link in with them. They may just want access to your contact list. Also, your network will be more useful to you if the connections are relevant and can add some value to your professional life. Self-employment. If you're self-employed, then raising your profile online has a double advantage. People find out more about you and get to understand your personal brand, but you can also leverage the awareness to develop and sell your products or services. Once you have an engaged target audience, you can devise your own call to action, inviting them to buy your products or expertise. An example of someone carefully crafted, I'm going to skip that bit and go straight on to the summary of Y7. Now we've done this session, you should have a greater awareness of the ways that you might boost your personal brand online, such as through social media or blogging. You've also considered ways to use the tools to raise your profile in your current workplace, and you should be able to identify any issues with your current online brand, recognize how to promote your brand online, and describe how you might use various social media platforms to promote your brand. Thank you all once again for listening, and I will see you in the next Zoom session. Thank you very much. Goodbye and have a great weekend.